Hi, the captain said you'd be coming along. Get on board.
Nothing like a little bit of salt air to perk up a boy's spirits. You feel excited about the upcoming journey.
Ahoy there, me lad! Allow me to introduce myself. My name's Captain Bloodlet. I'll be your host for this year voyage, or what you'll be remembering of it. Pretty flag, ain't it?
You're pirates?
Afraid so. We'll be showing you to your quarters now. Set course for the island.
Aye, Captain.
Cautiously, you look around the dank cargo hold. Among stacks of wooden crates, a rope ladder dangles partway through an opening above. This is part of the ship's steering mechanism. This is part of the ship. It's too high to climb onto.
Do you know where we're going?
We'll be passing a beach near a big mountain range soon.
Ah, yes. I've heard the pirates say that nobody ever crossed those mountains alive. I've traveled on one of those royal vessels once. They're like a maze below decks.
Did you know that Pirate Chef has at least 20 recipes on how to cook us? Did you know that Pirate...
I've traveled on one of those...
A burly pirate has noticed you from inside the crow's nest. Before you can react, he yells, "You're dead meat, bucko!" and slashes at you with his sword. He misses, barely.
We're nearing the island, Captain. Orders?
As soon as we drop anchor, we'll head for shore. The treasure's assuredly still there, waiting for me, us.
Do you think the map is accurate?
No reason to think otherwise. The last captain of the ship insisted the map was genuine. 'Twas the last thing he said before I ran him through.
What about our new passenger? You think he's up to the task?
Are ye questioning me judgment?
No, Captain. It's just that we can't be knowing if we can trust him.
You be thinking to make a run for it? Fat chance of that. It's a dangerous journey to the center of the island. Even if he made it that far, there's an impassable cliff face on the other side with a sheer drop to the ocean below. And if by some slim chance he managed to climb down, it's a mighty long swim to nearest land. And then there's the sharks.
I guess he doesn't have much of a choice. Do you think there'll be traps on the island, Captain?
Well, of course there be traps, you empty-headed sea urchin. The treasure was buried in the days when those wizard characters used to run things. 1,000 years ago, so it be told. The pirate captain to whom the treasure belonged was something of a magician himself. Who knows what deadly devices were conjured up? Well, don't just stand there. Go get him.
Aye, Captain.
A few hours later.
Take this parchment. It's got a lot of silly scribbling on it, but it gives you the best route through that jungle. Now get in there and find that treasure.
And try not to get killed.
Aye, it's a lot of trouble finding someone who won't be missed, and who's foolish enough to set foot on my ship. Quit your prattling, get in there and find me that treasure.
Ahem.
I mean, find us that treasure, of course.
You heard that, Captain. Get moving. Unless you want a lump on your rump to match the one on your head instead.
The pirate ship sits like a bloated whale, waiting to swallow you again. A cliff rises further inland. You are standing on the beach of this island. The sound of the waves would comfort you, were it not the only thing you've been listening to through the hull. The path leads further into the jungle. You examine the treasure map and read the writing scrawled upon it. Through all of life's long, lonely walks, or skips, runs, or trips, true balances are keenly sought. Take heed to avoid tips. A tasteful trio, all distinct, are ways to find new density. Their traits, most heavy, norm, and light, will weigh against longevity.
I don't see how I might. Ah.
You pull the lever. The braces on the side where you came from snap back into place. The path continues beyond the swampy stream. Begin you shall across the sea, its clear hue like the sky, to find yourself on endless sand, like blood, and yet bone dry, and then to luscious fields of wheat, a wide expanse of crops, through waving grasses growing tall, hand brushing across their tops, high over snowy mountain pass, your journey's near the end. Step last onto the well-tilled earth, where wounded feet may mend. The path continues on the far side of the stench-ridden swamp. The stained stretch of swamp water is broken by numerous glowing stones. Here the path ends. Other than an unusual stone structure, there's nothing to suggest the presence of an abandoned stash. Perhaps the pirates were wrong. A starkly angled stone arch stands alone in the clearing. It has vaguely familiar markings, and you gather it has been here for more years than you've learned to count. It's a sort of stone tile with something engraved on one side. You take the stone plaque off the ground. What's in a name save for its sounds? They lie close by, look close around. For in creatures both small and great, the way is paved through Saren's gate. You feel it.
Who are you?
An echo of the first mage and pirate Captain Saran, who once derived value from only earthly things. Long ago I concealed them at this place, riches beyond what wealthy men do dream. Does the thirst for treasure bring you here? Are stones and coins your reason for risking precious life?
They are, though I care little for such things. I am seeking to return to a home from which I was unjustly taken, to parents whom I cannot recall.
My death occurred here in a time beyond your reckoning. Your life, a mere moment, is of no concern. The treasure, my only care, binds my soul to this place. Do you desire it?
I desire what I need to reach my homeland safely. Without your treasure, I am doomed.
Then a chance you shall have to claim it. You have demonstrated your cunning and skill. Now a more important trial begins. This island once belonged to the realm known as Daventria, when land and sea once met as equals upon the earth.
Daventria? Oh, Daventry.
Greatest among us was its ruler, Leginimor. He created the greatest of treasures, orbs of power, to aid the land in crisis. When he fell at the hands of his betrayer, the orbs were lost, scattered about the realm and beyond. One orb contained the power to heal the very earth itself.
How might I do this?
In the order of value lies your salvation. Choose well, and the treasure kept here for these past 1,000 years shall be yours. Choose poorly, and you shall die. Choose first the item of greatest importance, then the second, and so on.
It is a magnificent jewel. The epitome of academic education. The craft of construction. Consume it today, conceive a tomorrow.
Now, choose the second.
This place feels...
Now, pick the third. You have chosen well. The treasure shall be yours. Take it, and the worthless trinkets contained within.
The pirate captain may not look kindly upon you keeping your share of the gold. Better leave it in the chest.
What is this?
A trinket I acquired in my early days. 'Twas a highway to begin a low life, robbing the first king's grave. That vessel in the likeness of his hands was in place of his own. Take it.
Zounds!
You put the gold coins back in the chest.
Farewell. Did you get the treasure? Well, you've proved you're worth something, at least for now. Maybe we won't be killing you just yet.
Into the boat. Move it.
After your return from Treasure Island, you spend several more days as a cabin boy.
Get off your bunk, you lazy landlubber. Get to the galley and get the stove running. As long as you make yourselves useful, we might not use you as an anchor just yet.
The ship's galley houses a large iron stove surrounded by many pots, pans, and barrels. A long table occupies most of the floor space. Why
The upper deck could do with a good scrubbing. Now get moving.
you should...
You took your merry time. Go over to the captain's cabin and dust the shelves.
The captain's cabin is clean and orderly. His bunk rests against one wall with a large chest at its foot. A chart is tacked to the wall behind his desk. The chart traces the ship's route. You don't recognize the continents except the one you've just left. The chest near the captain's bunk is closed. It's a feather duster, similar to the one you use to clean up the wizard's study. Meanwhile,
there you are. I have been looking all over the castle.
Where else would I be? Where else could I be?
What are you doing?
Only what I can. Nothing. Save watch my land fall into ruin while that winged abomination continues its reign of terror.
It serves not to dwell on matters beyond your...
My wife, do you not feel my anguish? Our own daughter has been taken. And I allowed it.
You had no choice.
There is always a choice.
True. You might have chosen Daventry's destruction. Years ago you defied the dragon. Even now the flames still lick at our crops. Imagine the suffering had you resisted further. As for your anguish, every day I weep for Rosella and our son, Alex.
No, I cannot bear to hear his name. Not now.
As you wish. But you must not let this destroy you. Daventry cannot afford to be without its king, nor I without the man I wed.
Were it only that he were here, I would do anything to heal my beloved realm, to make everything right.
Orders, Captain?
We're heading for Hesperia. Time to put all that booty to good use. What is it?
That course will take us close to Daventry, won't it?
Yeah? You got a problem with that?
I must be confessing something to you, Captain. I be getting a tad nervous sailing this close to Daventry. What with that dragon I hear out telling those parts.
Ah, you lily-livered codfish! That beast sits over yon mountains, never comes near the shore from what I hear.
Hope you're right, Captain.
Of course I'm right, you jelly-legged squid! That reminds me, when we reach Hesperia, we'll see if we can't sell our new young'un in the market. Should fetch a pretty price. Oh, and make sure there's someone guarding the hatch. We don't want him trying to make a break for Daventry shore as we sail by.
Aye, Captain.
As the pirates spot land nearby, you are unceremoniously dumped in the cargo hold again to keep you from escaping.
He's been safely locked away in the hold, Captain. Say, have you seen this stuff we took off him? That kid carried some strange things. Where do you think he got them?
How should I know? I've heard tell a wizard lives in Ludor. The kid seemed eager to leave. He probably stole those things.
There's something else, too. Seems like a map.
Another treasure map?
Don't think so. Seems like a map of Ludor to me. Look, this here's the town where we made port. Whoa!
Better get myself a chest with a lock on it when we reach Hesperia.
The rug adds a touch of hominess to the captain's quarters. You retrieve your stolen items. The mast extends into the floor of the hold. You are in the dank cargo hold of the pirate ship. With caution, you look around the dim surroundings. Mostly you see stacks of wooden crates. Looking upward, you notice a rope ladder dangling partway through an opening in the hold ceiling. The ladder is directly over the largest crate. You can't. The masts extend.
Did you hear the pirates talking? They're thinking of bringing a cat on board.
No, don't scare me like that!
The mast.
It's true! I've heard them complaining about too many mice being on board.
There's an open grating above you. You can't use that. You can't use that item there. You can't It appears the pirates anticipated your attempt at escaping and decided to keep a close eye on you. You retrieve your stolen items. A device for turning the ship's rudder is set into the floor. You could, if you knew where you were. The mast extends into the leather pouch is securely tied and filled with the coarse. You take some sleeping powder out of the pouch, let it run between your fingers, and then put it back. You can't use that item there. You can't.
Did you see the boy they brought along?
Yes, what about him?
The last passenger they took ended up on the slave market.
You can't. You've no business meddling. You can't reach it. Too bad. Shaking them won't help you. Shaking the foundations won't help you. Even if you could alter the ship's course from here, you'd be sailing blind. You can't. You can't use that item. You can't use. This area of the ship is dim indeed, but it is still not dark enough to use the sleeping powder. You don't need a lifeboat. You can't. They're too attached. This area of the ship is dim indeed, but it is still not dark enough to use the sleeping powder. As your sleep spell takes effect, a silence descends over the ship. The eagle's tail feather makes you wonder what it would be like. You've managed to make it to the shore of Daventry, but your magic essence is all gone now. The pier used to harbor vessels sailing into Daventry. A vast expanse of blue again beckons. You ignore it. A vast expanse